It's almost there.
Watch a little wooden bar. Good to go.
Okay, good. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We will welcome you to our September 15th, 2025 Bartholomew County Commissioners Meeting. This morning, Commissioner London will lead us in an invocation and pledge. If you can rise in this room, please do so. Go ahead, Tony.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful September Monday morning. Please be with us today as we do the work for the county. Please be with all of those that protect us, our first responders, our troops around the world. Please be with all of those that are hurting today and wondering what direction their country is going. Give us guidance to know that your will be done. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tony. We do have another beautiful September day here going. First item on the agenda, approval of last week's minutes.
I'll move to approve our minutes.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Larry and a second to approve those minutes. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Next item is the approval of claims.
I'll move to approve claims.
And I will second that motion. We've got a motion from Tony and a second to approve claims. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Next item is the approval of payroll. There's 3 copies.
Move to approve payroll.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Tony and a second to approve payroll. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. So then there is payroll. Under weekly reports, our new permit report for last week showed another stellar week. 53 permits issued. Fees collected $6,826. Estimated value of construction $4,682,910,000. That report is always available up in code enforcement for the public to take a look. Next item on our agenda, we have our county highway report. Danny Hollander, our engineer, is with us this morning. Good morning, Danny.
Morning.
Morning, Danny.
Morning.
Top 400 was closed today, Danny.
Yeah, we're digging that out. We're gonna set the box tomorrow, that culvert south of, or north of Deaver. We replaced the culvert pipe on 525 last week and also, added one underneath, 650 north there behind Circle K. We dished on White Horse. We did some side windings, shoulder stone on various roads. We mowed brush back in Wayne Township, and we drove past potholes, and we removed the log jam from the bridge, the Gladstone Bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's a real
big one.
catch point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Danny, the 650 north, the culvert behind Circle K, was that culvert that was replaced completely crushed and plugged?
Well, we put it in a new location. The one under there wasn't,
Moving any water?
no, there's no outlet to it. the outlets over there where the grillers is and
Any chance of tying that into what the new project going in?
what's that?
Any chance of tying that into the new project going in?
Well, I'm hoping, yes, that we can work that out.
That'd be a great solution for that whole area.
Yeah, if we incorporate it into their stormwater system.
Danny,
that's
let's do more than hope. Let's jump all over that.
Yeah,
I mean, this is our chance. That's been that way ever since I was a boy,
right.
which has been what, 80 years ago, Carl?
At least.
And we won't have, this is our chance to make some improvement.
Well, I mean, there's also another possibility. I talked to the guy, that one house that's on that
Mhm.
road. Well, apparently the development is buying that house, so that's
Okay.
going away. So it may be possible to run a ditch along that old 31.
Wow.
All right, I mean, I've seen enough of these, Tony, that we need to really coordinate with the planning department so that the plan commission makes that as a requirement and not just award carte blanche to do the development and then nobody wants to spend the money.
Well, the rezoning has been approved by plan, but it's coming to us, so we have the authority to
Okay.
do that. The question is on private property.
Right. But
So-
it's gonna be the developer, you know,
Yeah.
that big apartment
Yeah.
development.
It'd be a good solution for the whole
We
project,
can put certain requirements on them, but that's already been approved, right?
just to come here. We have the final, say.
Rezoning.
Just the rezoning. The design has not been,
Okay,
but we could make it a condition in the rezoning.
all right, and we rarely do that.
It would help them as well, because currently there's no outlet, so they have to basically contain all the runoff. So until it soaks in, this would give them an outfall to
Okay.
drain their ponds to.
Yeah.
Definitely worth the follow through.
All right. Thank you, Danny. Because then to the north, there's just gonna be a lot more asphalt,
Yeah.
potentially 90
Well,
acres
it's
of
supposed to go to the
asphalt.
south, but Tanny Hill is a dam. It
Yeah.
stops the flow.
Well, Tanny
Well,
Hill
I
and
mean,
then
south of
31.
Tanny
31's
Hill.
the second dam, and then the railroad is a third dam.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay,
Now the wall where we had the slide on White Horse, it's gotta have guardrail on it now. And,
You're skipping one, Dan.
Oh, I skipped the sign one.
Yeah.
I got quotes for signs, two quotes from Stello and Osborne.
Highway Department needs signs. You got Osborne Associates here for $10,813.65. You got Stello out of Spencer. We've used them before. Haven't in the last few years.
Yeah, we always get quotes from them, that's whoever.
Their quote was $11,992.35. American Traffic Safety Materials said no quote because they only make vinyl. Are you comfortable with the Osborne quotes?
Yes.
Make a motion that we approve the proposal from Osborne Associates out of Logan, Ohio for $10,813.65.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Tony and a second to award that proposal to Osborne Associates out of Logan, Ohio for signs for the highway department. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Carried. Now, tell us about White Horse.
We need like about 140 feet of guardrail to protect us. It's like a 10-foot drop off now where they built that wall and let it fly over the edge. So, the company out of Evansville didn't want to quote, it's just not enough project and too far away. And then we heard nothing from Drew. So the only quote I have is from C-Tech. For $11,500.
Does that seem reasonable, what you've done in the past?
Yeah, and it's kind of odd because they're gonna have to avoid all those spikes they just put in the road when they put their post in, and it's, I mean, they're all marked, so it's just gonna be a matter of not driving their post through it.
Yeah, we hate to break those off.
Yeah, yeah.
No
And
kidding.
they're gonna go a little longer normal posts also because of what the backfill is. It's not,
They're gonna go down a little deeper.
We might make national news if we did that. Just spent $300,000 driving 30 pins and then a
like
month later,
200
we
200 of them. And
broke them all off.
Yeah, with the guardrail.
I'd make a motion that we approve this proposal from C-Tech
definitely
Corp
make
for
Columbus man.
guardrail on White Horse Road, $11,500.
Second,
I got a motion from Tony. I think Tony's getting paid by the motion. Motion from Tony and a second to approve this proposal for White Horse Road guardrail. Awarding it to C-Tech Corporation out of Bogstown. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Anything else, Danny?
That's all I have.
That culvert that you're doing there on Tony's Road, that's probably one of those that kids could have taken at 60 mph and got daylight under their car.
Well, I mean, there's
TA,
actually-
you know exactly where that one's at, 400 West and north of Deaver.
Might have cleared that one.
You might have cleared that one too.
actually a hill north of it, and then there's another hump right at the culvert.
Yeah, that's been a bad one but it's lasted a long time, hasn't it? Yeah.
Danny, when's it, after you get that replaced in the next couple days, how long does that, after that, you're gonna overlay?
We want to make sure that it's settled
Yeah.
before we overlay. We'll
Did
try-
you get that machine that,
Yes, we
Packs
got
that
that.
down?
That seems to be working great.
Yeah.
And,
Is that the last culvert then on that stretch?
on that stretch, yeah,
Yeah.
we still got a couple more on our overlay list.
that's a busy road,
Oh,
busy.
oh my gosh.
Tony goes to town 12 times a
I
day.
bought that house or built that house thinking this is
But
just a
he'd have to go.
lazy little area.
So if we can push the asphalt as far as we can push it.
Okay.
Cheap widening project.
Yeah,
If we don't want to break it off, but
right.
Good enough.
an extra foot makes a big difference when you've got that much traffic.
Thank you, Danny.
Thanks,
Danny.
Next item this morning, we have, first of all, a first reading considering an ordinance amending ordinance 2013-05. And we're amending our personnel policy for Bartholomew County. And this is concerning new parent leave. And Larry, I think you're gonna talk to us about that.
All right, Carl already stated it, new parent leave, section 4.20 of our personnel policy handbook, page 55, will be amended to read, adding new section 4.20, new parent leave. All full-time county employees may receive up to 6 weeks of paid parent leave for the birth parent and up to 4 weeks of paid parent leave for the non-birth parent. The effective date would be January 1st of 2026. All other portions of the Bartholomew County personnel policy adopted through the ordinance shall remain unchanged. That's pretty much it. County council's worked with us on this, and it's probably time that we get in this game. So that's what we're doing.
Tony, you have anything for that?
No, I'm just glad to see this is happening. You know, the state has done this at the state level. It's appropriate. It's appropriate that we provide this to our employees. It's so important to the family for that bonding period. 6 weeks compared to some places is not much, but it's better than we've ever had. I know some private organizations give 12 weeks, give 20 weeks. And, we don't have the kind of money to do that, but this is something and it's important and I'm glad to see we're doing it.
Okay, with that, it is an ordinance. And so I will open the floor up for public comment. Anyone here or on Zoom that would like to express an opinion one way or the other concerning this ordinance? Yes, Andy?
Do the same rules apply to an adopted child?
They do.
Thank you. I didn't hear that.
Any other comments? Seeing no other comments, I will close the public hearing and commissioners. I think we're
I would make a motion
Ready?
that on first reading, we approve ordinance amending ordinance number 2013-05, a personnel policy with regard to employee benefits.
I'll second.
got a motion from Tony and a second to approve on first reading this ordinance amending our personnel policy. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. And we will have second reading on this in 2 weeks,
Next week.
next week, next week. Okay. The next item then is we were going to have first reading on an ordinance. Again, I guess we're adopting a personnel policy change. And this is considering the section chapter 3 salary administration. And it is concerning basically our work hours at Bartholomew County. Tony, I'm going to let you speak to that one.
Brought this up, mentioned this to the council. You know, we've been looking at this for almost a year to change the working hours in the county for the county buildings from 8 to 5 to 8 to 4. We are only one of 2 counties left in the state of Indiana that are open 8 to 5. The
Tony, you
courts-
might incorporate what happened at the courthouse
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So,
And back a year ago, the judges, the courts are the ones that sort of drove this, and we looked at doing it across the board. We wanted to wait until we were able to work with council during budget time to get to this point. We did that. I brought this to the council's attention again at their last meeting, and they're in agreement that it's appropriate. So we're looking to change the office hours of our non-24/7 buildings in Bartholomew County, the working hours to 8 to 4. There will, and then all employees will go from having a non-paid 1-hour lunch to a 20-minute meal break that will be paid. So they'll still be working 8 hours per day. There's no changes there. But the council is approving of this process, and this would go into effect, if it passes second reading, will go into effect October 1st of this year.
Thank you, Tony. Larry, anything to add? So, once again, considering that it is an ordinance, we must open it up to the floor for public comment, both here and on Zoom. Brad Davis from the press. Go ahead, Brad.
What were some of the drivers for this change, aside from the fact that Bartholomew County is one of the only couple that still has hours from 8 to 5?
I think one of the biggest drivers was when essentially the state directed the courts at the courthouse to go to an 8 to 4 work day. And I'm just going to be frank and honest. When you got part of your building that's going home at 4 o'clock and you got part of your building having to stay till 5, it doesn't induce good harmony. So I think that was one of the primary drivers.
We took a look at the amount of business. Brad, that chair's in the way.
I can see it.
We took a look at the amount of business that is done between the hours of 4 and 5, and it's very minimal. Many of the buildings are like a ghost town after 4 p.m. And we also looked at other counties across the state and asked them for their drivers, and they said the same thing. It was they felt like they can get the same amount of work done without that additional hour. And we polled the employees of the county, and they were all very positive with regard to it. The courts made the change in March. So the courts have been doing this since March. But as Commissioner Linup said, it causes a lot of issues when you have different rules for different people. And so we looked at doing this countywide at the beginning of last year, but council asked, could you please wait and let's look at this a little bit longer. We did. Courts went ahead with it in March. As it turns out, the court employees are state employees. They're not actually county employees. So they work under a different handbook.
Although the
too.
county auditor signs their paycheck.
Yeah. And so the judges have a different employee handbook that they actually work by, that's provided by the state. So, or the state allows them to create their own. I can't remember exactly which one that is. But this will, as Commissioner Linham said, will bring everything into harmony, and we feel like we'll be able to get just as much work done.
So will this impact non-sworn sheriff's department employees as well?
Every department is required to still make sure all the work is done. Right? So this really only has to do with the fact that these buildings will close at 4 p.m. How the department heads go about getting their work done is up to them.
Thank you.
And I know they'll be the first, let's just say the rest of this calendar year, if this goes in effect 1st of October. I know Larry and I have both done business down at Jennings County Courthouse. And after you go there at 4:15 or 4:30, you've learned your lesson if you do it once. I've done the very exact same thing at the Decatur County Courthouse. So at some point, the residents of the county will know that they've got to be here from 8 to 4.
Carl, we have talked about this for at least 15 years, off and on.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we were always concerned about, and our county attorney was the perception of ghost employment, where you're paying people for 40 hours, but they're really only working 37 and a half or whatever. And then recently, the state kind of made a change to their interpretation of a work week and came up with this, and I don't know how recent that was, whether it was 2 years ago or 4 years ago, but this 40-hour work week, 8 to 5 with a paid 20-minute lunch break.
8 to 4.
Or 8 to 4 with a paid 20-minute. And that kind of opened the door it answered the question about paying someone for 40 hours work. And we've had a couple council people struggle with the idea that it's 40 hours work. It's not 37 and a half. It's still a 40-hour work week is how we're looking at it and how the state is looking at it. So just discussion that we've had.
Any other comments from the public? Anybody out there on Zoom? Seeing no other comments, I will close the public comment session, and commissioners, I think a motion is in order
Carl,
for this one as well.
I'll approve this amendment of ordinance number 2013-05 on first reading.
Second.
I've got a motion from Larry and a second to approve on first reading this ordinance amending our personnel policy concerning work hours in the county. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Larry, here is the clerk's monthly report. Let you, comment on that as soon as the ambulance goes by. Fire truck.
I have our clerk's monthly report for the month of August. A lot of numbers, a lot of money, signed by our county clerk, Sherry Lynch. I'll move that we accept that into our minutes.
I've got a motion from Larry and a second to approve the clerk's monthly report for the month of August 2025. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. Under miscellaneous, I do have here ratification of an expenditure for the maintenance department. This is for an emergency repair to the cooling tower of this building back in, I think it was in July. We had Circle R Mechanical, all hands on deck, along with our maintenance department that did a very big job in one afternoon, if I remember right. So this is concerning an expenditure with Circle R Mechanical here out of Columbus. And the amount is $8,155.75. And I would make a motion that we ratify that expenditure.
I'll second, and I will say that it was very impressive how quickly and well they got that done. We expected 2 days and it was done in one afternoon.
And it was during that really, really hot spell when you shut the air off to this building and it gets hot quick.
Yeah.
Right, Jake? Jake's up on the fourth floor next to the roof and maybe things don't happen quite as quick down here on the ground floor, but and Scott, you're down in the basement, so you were the most isolated, but anyway.
We stayed cool then.
There you go. Motion by myself and a second to approve, ratify that expenditure with Circle R. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried. That is the end of our published agenda. Any items from the audience or the Zoom land for the commissioners this morning? Seeing no comments, we are adjourned. We'll be back here next Monday morning.